Hi, boys and girls. Were you on pins and needles waiting to hear what happened with the bear attack? Chapter 9, Bear Attack. I thought I was gonna die. Eek! We all screamed. The bear was big and black and scary, and I saw it with my own eyes. Well, it would be pretty hard to see something with somebody else's eyes, but the bear was standing there about 20 feet away, staring at us. I'm scared, said Emily, who had a reason to be scared for the first time in her life. We were all scared. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know what to say. We had to think fast. Miss Blake, shouted Andrea, come quick, it's an emergency. Maybe it's a friendly bear, Alexia whispered, like Winnie the Pooh or Paddington. Yeah, Ryan whispered, like Corduroy or Fozzie Bear. They're friendly. Or the Three Bears, whispered Neil. Or the Care Bears. Or grrr, growled the bear as it opened its mouth and showed its big teeth. Eek! We all screamed. I could smell the bear's bad breath. I don't think it's friendly, said Ryan. Miss Blake came running out of her tent. What's going on here? She barked. I was trying to get some. But she didn't have the chance to finish her sentence because that's when she noticed the bear. Grrr, growled the bear. Punch it in the face, Miss Blake, shouted Ryan. That's when the weirdest thing in the history of the world happened. Miss Blake fainted. Her eyes rolled up in her head and she fell backward. Michael and Neil caught her just in time before she hit the ground. Eek! We all screamed. Grrr, growled the bear. What are we going to do now? Shouted Neil. Boy, it's windy out here today, kiddos. Emily! Shouted Andrea. Quick, climb up on my shoulders. Why? Asked Emily. I'm scared. Just do it, shouted Andrea. If we make ourselves look big, it might scare the bear away. How do you know that? Asked Michael. I read it in the Beaver Scout handbook, Andrea replied. We all helped Emily climb up onto Andrea's back. Now spread your arms out and make lots of noise. We all started yelling and screaming and hooting and hollering. That's when the weirdest thing in the history of the world happened. The bear turned around and walked off into the woods. We did it! Emily shouted excitedly. He's leaving! Wow, Andrea should get the Nobel Prize. That's a prize they give out to people who don't have bells. I never knew you could scare a bear away just by pretending to be big and making noise. I thought our overnight couldn't get more exciting than that. But then something even more exciting happened. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Okay, I'll tell you. But you have to read the next chapter. So Nana and Boo Boo, on you. Chapter 10, Saving Miss Blake. Everybody was happy that the bear had run away. And then we realized Miss Blake was still on the ground. She's not breathing, shouted Alexia. We've got to do something, shouted Emily. You have a smartphone, Andrea, shouted Michael. Call 911. There's no cell service out here, Andrea shouted back. We should run and get help, shouted Ryan. No time for that, shouted Andrea. Miss Blake could die. There's only one thing to do. We have to give her mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. No! Ugh, gross. I wasn't going to do that. It's way too much like kissing. Move over, barked Andrea. She got down on her hands and knees and started blowing air into Miss Blake's mouth. Yuck. Is it working? Ryan whispered while Andrea gave Miss Blake mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. I can't tell, whispered Neil. I guess Miss Blake isn't so brave after all, whispered Emily. And I'll bet she never punched a bear in the face, I said. She's totally afraid of bears. I think she's waking up, shouted Michael. Miss Blake opened her eyes. Where am I? She asked. What happened to the bear? It ran away, Andrea told her. We're safe now. Thank goodness for that, said Miss Blake. As it turned out, we weren't safe at all, because that's when the weirdest thing in the history of the world happened. There was a roaring sound in the distance. What's that? Asked Emily. It sounds like a jet engine, I shouted. But it wasn't a jet engine. It was the sound of rushing water. It was a wall of water, and it was coming straight at us. Wow, everybody said, Witch's Mom upside down. Run for your lives, shouted Neil. It's a flash flood, shouted Miss Blake. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Try to grab onto something and hold on. Never leave your buddy behind. This was the worst thing to happen since TV turn-off week. Everybody was yelling and screaming and hooting and hollering and freaking out. We made a run for it, but the wall of water caught up to us. It knocked me over. I started swimming. I couldn't see anything. My body was being thrown every which way. Rocks were all around. I bumped my head on something. Arlo, are you okay? I heard Andrea shout. And that was the last thing I remember. Oh my goodness. Chapter 11 is called The Big Surprise Ending. The next thing I knew, I was on stage in the all-purpose room at school. That's a room that doesn't have any dolphins in it. My head felt a little weird. I reached out to touch my forehead, and there was a bandage on it. I looked all around. The room was filled with our parents and teachers. All the Beaver Scouts were on stage with me. So was Miss Blake. What's going on? I whispered to Ryan, who was standing next to me. They're about to get out real warm, he whispered back. Our principal, Mr. Klutz, bounded up onto the stage. He held his hand and made the peace sign, which means, Welcome, Mr. Klutz announced. I hear you Beaver Scouts had quite an adventure this week. I'd like to introduce Miss Blake to tell us all about it. Miss Blake took the microphone. Everybody gave her a round of applause. These kids are tough. I'll tell you that, she said. Toughest Beaver Scouts I've seen. What happened on your overnight? Asked Mr. Klutz. We took a nature hike, explained Miss Blake, and we set up camp for the night. The kids made a fire, and we ate hot dogs and marshmallows. And the next thing we knew, we were attacked by a bear. Gasp! Everybody gasped. "What did you do?" asked Mr. Klutz. "Well," said Miss Blake, "I was just about to punch that bear in the face when the bear punched me in the face." Gasp. Everybody gasped again. "What? The bear never punched Miss Blake in the face." We knew the truth. She fainted when she saw the bear. "The bear punched you in the face?" asked Mr. Klutz. "Yes," said Miss Klutz. Oh my goodness. "Yes," said Miss Blake. Isn't that right, kids? I looked at Ryan. Ryan looked at Michael. Michael looked at Neil. Neil looked at Emily. Emily looked at Andrea. We were all looking at each other. "Yes, Miss Blake," Andrea said. "The bear punched you in the face." "I was knocked unconscious," Miss Blake continued. "What happened next? Well, I'd better let these brave Beaver Scouts tell you." "We were all scared," Andrea said. "Emily climbed up on my back, and we made loud noises to scare the bear away." And then Andrea gave Miss Blake mouth-to-mouth resuscitation until she woke up, added Emily. Andrea smiled the smile that she smiles to let everybody know how wonderful she is. "Wow, that's some story," said Mr. Klutz. "That's not the end of it," said Miss Blake. "What happened after that, kids?" "There was a flash flood," said Michael. "It came out of nowhere," said Ryan. "Water was everywhere. We thought we were gonna die," I said. Gasp. Everybody gasped. "What happened after that?" asked Mr. Klutz. "Our supplies got swept away by the water," said Andrea. "All of them. And then we got swept away by the water," said Emily. "Arms and legs were everywhere," said Ryan. "I didn't know what happened after that." "After that," Neil said, "AJ bumped his head on a rock." "Andrea saved his life," said Emily. Uh-oh. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? "What? I didn't know about that part." "AJ was drowning," said Alexia. "Andrea swam over and dragged him out of the water," said Emily. "What?" "She gave him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation until he started breathing again," said Alexia. "Wait, what?" I shouted. "Andrea gave you mouth-to-mouth resuscitation," said Alexia. "She saved your life." "No!" I shouted, wiping off my mouth. "Disgusting!" "It's true, AJ," said Neil. "It looked like she was kissing you." "Ooh, AJ and Andrea were kissing," said Ryan. "They must be in love." "When are you gonna get married?" asked Michael. That was the worst moment of my life. I wanted to run away to Antarctica and go live with the penguins. Penguins don't give each other mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. "Well, that's gratitude for you," complained Andrea. "Arlo, I'm never going to save your life again." That's pretty much what happened. Miss Blake said she was really proud of us. She gave us each a sticker, a decal, a ribbon, a badge, a belt loop, a certificate, and a medallion, and a plaque that said how brave we were. Then she gave Andrea the Busy Beaver of the Year award. Her parents took pictures. Maybe Miss Blake will admit she's afraid of bears. Maybe people will stop taking pictures of cheese. Maybe we'll go spelunking. Maybe Andrea will take a class on brushing her teeth. Maybe Mr. Dummy will stop breathing again. Maybe beavers will start chatting about what they're going to have for dinner. Maybe I'll let the guys talk me into signing up for the Beaver Scouts again next year. But it won't be easy. The end. Well, kiddos, our last Dan Gutman book of first grade. I hope that you keep reading all throughout this summer. Have fun.